Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the second men's quarterfinal of the Cape Town Sevens Rugby World Cup. It's going to be an exciting game. Aussie versus France here. Both of these sides want to be able to move on to that semi-final where they will get to take on the opposition from a game that's a little bit later on tonight. We get to find it out, see who they are going to be facing. But first of all, looking through at the starting lineups, it is going to be Mignot, also Veridamu, hopefully I've said that correctly, Legel, Epi, Paulin Riva, the captain, Martin and Barak there as the last man in the French lineup. Then for Australia, Henry Patterson, Henry Hutchinson, Malouf, Turner, Matthew Gonzalez, Dietrich Roach, and Turner to close out their side. So France, they had a close win up against Canada, whereas Australia, they were able to get themselves their win in the round of 16. Moving on to this game, it's going to be epic. See who does manage to get themselves the win. Adam Leal in charge of this one now. He'll be a little bit cautious. Like I mentioned a bit earlier on, we had a referee that ended up getting a cut above his eye. Ended up going off the field with some blood dripping from his forehead. Probably something you don't really expect to have when you are the referee. And also France 28-14, says Richard and morning Hamish. Says Lawrence, welcome in, mate. I hope you are doing very well once again. Who do you think's winning this one? Do let me know. Now, Perez will be kicking off this game for the French. Hang on. Perez, is he in the starting lineup? Ah, there he is. Stephen Perez. Edo Martin is the name that I've got for him there, but it is Stephen Perez, as we know him a little bit better by. Now, Turner slings it across to Henry Hutchinson. And what are the crowd numbers? I believe they've got about 30,000 in attendance at the moment, I'd like to say. Oh, Dietrich Roach getting wrestled down. In fact, it might be around 25,000 perhaps. Matthew Gonzalez takes the quick tap, goes off to Hutchinson. Turner now in the midfield finds the ball in the inside to Nick Malouf. Good defense so far from France. Riva with the counter ruck. No, unable to turn it over. Yeah, what's got the Australia, says Lawrence, and France from Gareth. Could be quite an even split. Well, this one, Dietrich Roach. Nice run forward and an even better offload to Henry Patterson, who was almost tipped above the horizontal. Need to be careful. Tackling like that. Perez has been able to get it back. Mignot goes for the corner. Is he going to get there? No, not quite. It was a great turnover in the breakdown, though, and then Australia win the penalty. James Turner gets his hands on the ball at just the right moment. And also, Oz have done well this year, says Lawrence. Yeah. They have looked like a very tough side. They did win themselves the men's sevens and the women's sevens. The two previous meetings at the Rugby World Cup, sevens were decided by 5 points or less for Australia versus France. So they know how to have a close battle. This game may be no different. Kicked into Dutch by Australia there. Now they will be able to kick this one or go for the line out, sorry. Veridamu. Definitely a man to watch out for the French and go Australia, says Honey. Matthew Gonzalez takes a couple deep breaths and fires this one in eventually. Taken by Nick Malouf. Back to Gonzalez, currently inside of their own 22 here. Australia trying to get a bit more possession and territory in their favour. It's going to be now Matthew Gonzalez tries to go through, but he's taken down by Veridamu. Now Roach goes across. It's not looking as rainy as it was a bit earlier on, which is great news. Josh Turner, great kick in behind now. Chasing after this one, but it will be Perez who was able to clean it up at the back for the French fight across now. Nice ball to Barak. Doesn't quite get through like they're saying. It is slippery out there. That's a brilliant step. Nelson Epe has got quick stepping feet that are always hard to shut down. And also France win both World Cups and 15s next year and Olympics 2024, says Richard there in Australia, says Nathan. But now Veridamu as across Barak, almost through a gap. It's going to be almost sitting up for France. Kind of, not really. They've kind of just thrown it back, hoping for the best. Cleaned up by Mignot. Now, it will be the captain or one of the leading players in the French side, Legel, who receives that ball. He's dropped the ball. It's gone backwards. Australia clean it up. Gonzalez now with the pass. It's gone to ground. This is very scrappy from both sides, but I believe that someone is going to the bin now for France. So that might help out Australia. And this time it's going to be Jean-Pascal Barak, who does find himself going to the bin for 2 minutes. Everyone was dropping the ball there. It seemed like The ball was made of butter, and no one could quite keep their hands on it. Matthew Gonzalez taking a bit of a drink of water. Looks like Adam Leal is saying that his microphone or his pack on his back has come off. There we go, back in the pack. Now ready to go again and go Aussies, says Ravind. So, like they are saying, it is 8:40 p.m. local time. The last game's taken place at 10:33 p.m. local time. There will certainly be plenty of beverages drunk by that point. The cup snake I was updated earlier on was 40 meters long. And now, I would assume by this stage, it's probably even longer. Matthew Gonzalez almost slipping over, just taking the quick tap out there on the park. Patterson, nice ball to Dietrich Roach. Straight back up to his feet. Legal, that's going to be his penalty. Doing very well there. And actually, if France win 2023, that will be the first time ever a country holds both football and rugby cups, says Gareth. And also, where we go there, France 10, says Richard English, for who made his way to the bin. Yep, Barak off the field for a bit longer. Good strike of the ball. It goes into touch from France. 3 minutes left of this first half. Both sides going to have to dig deep because they've been playing at a very frantic pace for this quarterfinal. Both now just marching their way to the line out. Like they're saying, the winner of this game will face the winner of Fiji versus Samoa. There's a chance we could see Australia-Samoa again in the Sevens World Cup. Or the other side of things is we may see Australia taking on Fiji, or France taking on Samoa or Fiji. There are plenty of matchups that can still take place. Nice work in the breakdown, although it did come in from slightly in the side, and also not rolling away penalty goes the way of France. Now it will be Riva with the ball in hand. Hutchinson's looking annoyed, but frustrated and a bit puffed in the process as well. Now France, they will be kicking that one into touch once again. This is using up more time. There's Jean-Pascal Barak is off the field. 2 minutes left. And Perez about to go for this line-out throw. Both sides having very even carries. Pretty even in the offloaded department. We've seen 3 offloads from France, 2 from Australia, but Perez goes in. Legal unable to take it cleanly, and it bounces back for Henry Patterson, who was driven backwards in the tackle. Gonzalez now to Turner. They are yet to score any points on the board. Australia, even with the man advantage, now out to Turner on the wing. This time it's going to be James Turner. Great tackle made by Nelson Epi. Gets on the ball, wins the penalty for France. This game at the moment could go either way, well and truly. Whoever loses plays off in a 5th to 8th place semi-final. That then will lead to being to play for 5th or for 7th. Right. 1 minute 10 left in this first half. Sin-bin power play. No tries, no line breaks, no visits to opposition 22, no errors, and no points differential for Australia. So that is a dream, really, for the French to not lose any type of momentum while being down to 6. Perez, now ball on the outside. Barak passes one more to Mignot. Now Perez, bit of a loose pass. It's going to be picked up nicely now, offloaded back to Perez. Bit of a forward roll there from Matthew Gonzalez. I'm not sure what happened there, but he just went on a bit of a trip. And come on, France, hold out, says Gareth. Now back across, Lagiel. Nice carry forward. He's gone over Dietrich Roche. Nelson Epe tries to get those quick stepping feet going, which he certainly can do. It's going to be a knock on there. And the scrum will go the way of Australia. Quick question. What do you think of the Tigers today? Not as good as last year, I think, says Richard. Yeah, they did look a little bit rough, although I think a big thing to think about is it has been a good few months since they've been in action. We also just saw Bristol Bears win themselves a win up against Bath, I believe. They were able to get themselves in only a little bit. I don't remember what I was saying there. I saw that I got a message from someone saying that it is going to be on Tuesday that they announced the Rugby World Cup side for the women's. And I think there'll be a few of the Kiwi women making their way into the union side of things. That ball's going to be bouncing high now. Sinepi not taken cleanly by France. And because of it now, they've got themselves the advantage as well. Australia, with 20 seconds past the full or the halftime siren now It is going to be Maurice Longbottom. Another mistake from Australia. Hutchinson hangs on to that one nicely, though, slipping over. Big rush defence. Another knock-on from Australia. I think everyone's playing on a bunch of ice here, and they're just slipping and sliding like they're baby giraffes who have just been born. Now it's going to be Riva. Has a bit of a gallop. Barak cuts back. It's a knock-on from Perez, but this time it's cost him because it sits up for Henry Patterson, who gets the try in the first half. And Legal is not too happy with that one. At the end of the day, if you're going to be dropping the ball every time you touch it, there's going to be mistakes, and then there are going to be counter-attacking opportunities. Cowboys play on the 24th of September, says Robert there. Yeah, I did see their game was an absolute thriller going to extra point time between the Cowboys and also, the slow motion slide is very nice. Yeah, the Cowboys and the Sharks. I know that's an awful drop, says Richard. I certainly think Genge is going to make a huge difference at Bath, and the Tigers will feel it. Wait, did he go to Bath or the Bears? Oh, that one for Alice Genge. And also, quick question. Oh, no, I read that one. And also, we have got their Bath in there, says Richard. Now, 7-0 in favour of Australia. An awful drop indeed for the French. Everyone dropping the ball all over the place, but that time it did cost France. Now, the second half, it's still very close, though, and Springboks must win the Rugby World Cup 2023, says Ayako. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they go. I know that they are about fourth in terms of the favourites of being able to win this World Cup on the TAB odds. I think that the two sides who have made it further now in the men's side of things, or this is actually the second men's match, I should say. So you would think New Zealand, their odds would drop a little bit as well. I'm just going to have a quick look, see how everyone ranks. Currently, France to win this game is paying $5.75 for anyone who's interested in the odds for that sort of thing. Okay, France fired up in the huddle by the sounds of it. We have to see if that replicates on the field, though. And I should mention in 15 minutes' time, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a video coming out on the channel. In fact, it may even be a little bit earlier, maybe 6:55 will end up coming out. And that is going to be a video doing our preview for Fiji versus Samoa. I did film it last night, but we are uploading it very soon. But there haven't really been too many gaps in the Sevens circuit, so it is hard to find a time to be able to upload. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze again, though. I've been sneezing flat out. Every single live stream, I have sneezed today for some reason. And also, sorry, Bristol, says Gareth. And also, hello, Amish. Thanks for the 7 stream, says Kevin. No worries at all, mate. Do appreciate you being here for this live stream. Springboks versus Argentina 29-17. Are you covering all games in the Women's World Cup? 15, Hamish says, Image. I'm hoping to do some of the games. I'm not sure about all of them, but I'm hoping to do some of them, at least New Zealand's games all the way through, and hopefully a few of the others thrown in there as well. But that will more than likely be on the... It might be on the Kiwi Sport, but it might be on this channel. It depends on the copyright side of things. Sometimes they are very strict with World Cups, and then other times they are normally very nice with it. But now it's going to be down the wing. Awobi Barak going nicely. JP Barak ball on the inside to Perez. The momentum is all here for France. Barak now inside ball. What a try for France. Riva goes in and scores it. And that is how you fire back. They won't be paying $5 now, that is for sure. And absolutely, the pitch is breaking up. So tomorrow will be worse, unfortunately, says Richard. And France winning 2018 FIFA World Cup. France winning 2023 World Cup, says Nathan as well. But that was great work from France. Every time they just found another pass, whether it was Perez flicking it back on his inside to JP Barak, or if it was his beautiful pass off to Riva on the inside. What a try of the weekend. Yeah, it's certainly got to be up there as a top contender, that is for sure. Now, France with the kick to come. He's missed that one out to the side, so it is going to be 5 points to 7 in favour of Australia, and also seen South Africa 7 stream, or seen South Africa 7 stream. So, yep, that one is coming up just a little bit later on. In fact, we are going to get to see South Africa versus Ireland at 8:25 a.m. New Zealand time is when I've got that one scheduled for. But Dietrich Roach now running hard, gives it off on the inside. I believe that is going to be James Turner with another little slip. Unfortunately, seems like it's going to be a very slippery night. And definitely because it is so late at night there in South Africa, currently sitting almost 9 p.m. The moisture will be building on the surface, a little bit of evening dew thrown in there. Going to be hard to be handling, but now Josh Turner back across to Henry Hutchison. Finds Maurice Longbottom. Goes through. His steps are sensational. And he's going to get through and score the try. Longbottom, excuse my lingo, baha or brah, says Nathan. And also we have got the Australia 19, New Zealand 28, says Lawrence, for the prediction of the score in that matchup. But Maurice Longbottom scores the try for Australia. Straight out in front as well. So this will be huge for them, getting themselves 14 points compared to the 5 of France. But he just has such a skill of running sideways, luring in the defense, and then bang, accelerates off his foot, finds the step straight through a gap. There it is. Chick, chick, bang. Through he goes. McNeil just had to watch him. And Maurice Longbottom striding towards the line there for the try for Australia. And well, 6 tries for him, says Richard there. Yeah, he's certainly still in some terrific form for the Aussies. That kick has gone over as well. 14 points to 5 with 4 minutes left on the clock. France are now going to have to try and find their way back into this contest. South Africa 17 performance been below. Not sure why, says Kevin. Yeah, they have been struggling big time, although they have now got their man back, which is Selvin Davids. I feel like he will make an absolutely huge difference for them in this competition. Australia don't quite get it. The 10 metres, Dietrich Roach disappointed with that one. Brian Habana must come back to play for the Springboks in 2023. Says Yucko. I mean, it seems like he's still in some pretty decent shape, so maybe one day he'll consider coming out of retirement, even if it's just for a friendly game, similar to what we see for the classic All Blacks, how they have their side that gets put together of the older players all getting a chance to show off their skills. Nice work. Yeah, Riva finds the offload up, keeping this ball alive. Australia yet to use Corey Toole. Will be able to come off the bench at some stage. It's difficult to defend the kicking game of the Blitzboks, says Lawrence. Yeah, they've got that unorthodoxness that just makes it impossible to know whether or not Selvin Davids is going to put it behind or whether he is going to hang on to it. And straight away, just speaking about Selvin Davids, notice how Angelo Davids now is already scoring tries again. The last time he did that was when Selvin Davids was in the team. We didn't even see Angelo Davids during LA Sevens, even though he was out there on the park. The reason being is Selvin Davids' vision, and it's going to help big time. I was a Higginbottom, side bottom, and now long bottom, and Brian Amana must play Lions, says Yucko. He was the player that got 5 yesterday, wasn't he, says Richard. Got 5 yesterday. Is that Selvin Davids? Because I know that Angelo Davids was able to get himself 2 tries in that matchup, but Selvin Davids, I think he would have almost had 5 assists in that one. Nelson Epi making his way off the field now. France deciding that they need to make another change. It looks like they sub in Perez as well. That is a big call to have. Now, 9 minutes left on the board. France making their subs, digging deep here for the last 2 minutes. If they score now, they're right back in a degree, says Lawrence. But yeah, Selvin Davids just has such a skill of setting up his teammates. Even if he's not the one scoring, if you look at the assist stats, he's just always there. Berendaru, nice work. In fact, it was Veradamu. Now, driving forward for France, only a few meters out. Like I mentioned in that stat earlier on, these two sides, the last 2 times they've met, they've been split by less than 5. Rabal now going for the corner, just managing to keep himself in the field of play. Good defense from Lawson. Isn't that English bottom or Scottish, says Nathan. And there, that's a good question. Now, Oyo. Oh, in fact, sorry, it wasn't Oyo, it was Hoyard. It did very nicely. Larel fires it across. Nice stepping and great work there from Maurice Longbottom to just have his hands on it for long enough. It bounces out the side. He picks it up. No, it's going back. Oh. What have they just said? It's going to be still Australia's ball. And we give that one to England, says Gareth. Right, so this one, it goes down. Then from there, bounces out the side. Maurice Longbottom wanted to run away with it, but they've gone back for something in the breakdown. In fact, they've said that it is actually a knock-on against Australia. Now France have gotten themselves a scrum feed, and no way a penalty, says Richard. And there, yeah, I was a bit confused at what that one was for. I believe they've said that it was because Henry Patterson, one of his hands did touch down on the ground. Now, Iragua, they have to put the ball in. It's bounced out the back. France now Find a nice pass off to JP Barak. That could be a penalty against Henry Hutchison, but he's won the penalty to his own side. Now Dietrich Roche takes the quick tap, galloping forward. It's interesting that he didn't use up more time, but that's because he saw the opportunity to give it off to Nathan Lawson. Traubel is going to catch him, though. He's got him from the 22 as well. Extremely impressive. Well defended by Australia to keep it on their side. Now Henry Patterson does go forward. Traubel's going to be penalised for a tackle off the ball. And Australia now with 10 seconds left. They will be able to confirm their spot in the semi-final. And now they just have to wait to see who they are going to be facing. They will either be facing up against Fiji or Samoa, whoever wins that next match. But now Dietrich Roche going to be kicking that one into touch. That is the end of the game, and Australia promote themselves through to the semi-final. Now, nonetheless, we have got 5 minutes, and then the next one that we are going to be covering is going to be in the 6:05 a.m. region, and that will be Fiji versus France in the women's. And Australia have it, says Richard. They do indeed. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.